Hi, everybody. This is Gabriel with Primero Negocios in the East Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We're going to be focusing on Google today and how to reach more customers online with Google. Awesome. So it looks like we have a lot of people already in the room. This is being recorded, so we'll post it after the webinar today. In a few days, we're going to post it on the social media platforms for the chamber, as well as our YouTube channel, and we'll send a email and communications to everybody in case they missed it or they want to rewatch it with the links and everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. My name is Gabriel Ortiz. I am the CEO of Primero Negocios. We are a marketing and business consulting company. We specialized in developing and implementing Hispanic marketing strategies for businesses. That's our main aspect that makes us different from most other marketing companies. And that doesn't mean we just translate everything. We actually think about the process to reach the Hispanic community for any company, any campaign, and that could be English or Spanish. It's still focused on the Hispanic community. I'm also a board member with the East Valley Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Handle all the marketing side of it. Our website platforms. We have some of the team members here today as well that help with those aspects. And I also assist with several parts of the membership of the chamber. So if you are a member, you need some assistance, or you want to become a member, don't hesitate to reach out to my email or the chamber's email, and we'll make sure we help you out with any questions and anything you have. Today, we're going to be focusing on Google and how to use it to reach customers online for your business. And this is the beginning of a series of presentations and webinars focused on Google. And if you're looking to grow your business, improve your business, start a business, as everybody knows, as much as we love social media and we use all these platforms, the fact is Google will be always number one when it comes to for specific areas or for specific mindsets. I want to buy, I want to learn, I want to go, I want to do. Those are the main columns of why we will use Google. And 9 out of 10 times when anybody thinks about anything that is related to any of those four areas, we turn to Google, right? Search for something. And so today, hopefully you guys can understand what Google ads are and how to use it to grow your business and reach more customers. So the agenda today will be for how Google helps businesses reach customers. So we're going to learn how Google works and how business can be found online. We're also going to share some resources to help you appear across the Google platform, and also how to check trends to help you make better decisions. Also reach customers with online advertising, so using Google Ads to reach new customers, and not that they're looking for your business, but they're looking for what you offer, whether you sell a product or a service. And then we'll have a quick recap for questions and answers and some other resources that you guys will have access as well. Give me 1 second here. So we went to the agenda. Next. So let's start talking about Google and how it helps businesses reach their current and future customers. Think about the sheer volume of searches online that happen every day. There is a lot of searches, actually billions, on Google every single day. And this is data that was collected by Google back in 2015, and that has increased over time. Even during the pandemic, everything went more online, so it increased a lot more. Each search is an opportunity for a business to connect to people who are looking for information. And the data shows that a lot of people are searching for information about local businesses, like hours of operation, driving directions, services, etc. So first, I have a video. Let's see if it works and it can play. So let me see if the actual video can play. I had issues with this one the last time. And no, it's not playing. We'll have the video for the next time. It just shows the mindsets and how people turn to Google to do the 4 things that I mentioned earlier. But hopefully in the presentation, when we send it out, we'll have the video to play. So has anyone out there made a large purchase in the last year? Maybe a car, television, a new phone? You know, how many of you, think about this. How many of you have started visiting a store and talking to the person at the front? Maybe, how many of you started by researching online? So if you think about these questions, many of you, you started online and you went and searched for those things before you even took action, right? So most people these days, that's what they do. For any kinds of purchases, for any kinds of activities they want to do, they go online and they search, right? And if you did some online shopping research, you might have started by reading customer reviews, right? Maybe you did some price shopping or compare shipping cost or warranties. The takeaway here is that consumers have often a lot of information about products and services before they contact a business or they visit the store. And your website might be the new front door, the very first interaction to a potential customer that wants to interact with your business. It's important to note that customers may start the shopping journey online, but there's still a lot happening offline. In fact, 85% of all transactions still happen in local stores. Also, research shows that people are more concerned with their need in the moment than any particular brand. So this means that even if your business is brand new and unknown, you have a shot at winning the searcher's business, the person that is searching in that moment, if your online presence helps them in a critical moment, a micro moment. With all this in mind, let's take a look at the different ways Google can help searchers find you online. The first thing is to understand that when you are doing a Google search, you are not actually searching the entire web. You are searching Google's index of the web. So think of the web as an ever-growing library filled with billions and billions of books, but there is no card or catalog to help you find anything. No central database, and on top of that, people are merely searching for websites. They want to find specific information inside the sites. The individual pages and resources need to be relevant. So how in the world can people find anything? We enter the search engines like Google, and Google's job is to read the book, categorize the pages, and help searchers find the information in these pages. Google finds the information on the web by sorting through all those billions of sites and web pages, showing people where they find the answers they are looking for. To do that, Google uses software called web crawler, also known as a spider web or a robot or a bot. So Google's crawler is known as Googlebot. The Googlebot starts with a list of URLs, and it then visits these websites looking for new links to add to the index, plus changes to the websites and dead links. The Googlebot follows links from page to page, sending website information back to Google servers to update the index to ultimately help searchers find web pages. The Googlebot then processes each page it indexes, taking note of important information from keywords to the website, to the design, the freshness of the site, and also stores it in the index. The index is like an index in the back of a book with an entry of every word seen on every indexed web page. It's huge and ever growing. Google's bot index contains hundreds of billions of web pages. It's just a massive database. Every time a person searches on Google, the search is looking for information is stored and organized in this gigantic index. So one key thing that I want to mention here before we will move on a lot of people think because I bought a domain and I created a website, and now I can access it by going to mywebsite.com, that now it can be found. Actually, that's a myth. You need to submit your website to the index, and that index is called the Google Search Console. And in that moment, when you submit it and you verify it, you're telling Google, hey, I have a new website, it has information, I need you to scan it to send the Google bot and index my website. And that's when it starts showing up on searches. And then there's a lot of searches happening, right? I don't know if you know this, but there's more than 1 trillion searches every year in the whole world. And it's hard for me to wrap my head around this because this number is so big and there's so many things that can happen that I cannot even imagine it, right? Like in a snap of a second, Google just processed, just when I just did this, Google just processed 40,000 searches in that moment. And so, okay, 40,000 searches just happened. For each corresponding search, results pages, and how did Google decide which website, which resources is going to display? Well, these actions happen automatically. The work that a computer algorithm does is just incredible. Google's algorithm considers more than 200 factors or signals to see which results it's going to show, which websites, which resources. The signals include basic criteria like the language, the location of the person who made the search, what type of device they're using, whether it's a mobile device, a tablet, a computer, and other signals that include the age of the content of the websites, its relevance to the search, whether the page provided good user experience or not, and a lot more, right? So 200 different signals. After identifying the best set of results from information stored in the index, Google then presents the results to the searcher. And all that just happened in the fraction of a second. So let's take a look at an example of a search results page. When someone searches on Google in today's world, they typically type in a phrase or asking a question describing what they want to find on the web. This is called search query. Google's job is to show the most relevant information to the search result page so the searcher finds what they're looking for. In today's world, the consumer expects to find exactly what they're looking for without taking too much of their time. So on the screen is a search results page, and this might look familiar to you guys. The tips in today's workshop are specifically relevant to the results you see in the center of the page. These are organic or natural search results. The information presented about each site in the organic search results is called a snippet. So these little previews that you might see in the results, they're called snippets. Each snippet includes a URL, which is the click, where you can click and it's in color blue. It includes a page title, which is the part that is in green. And it also usually a page description that gives the searchers more information about the result before clicking on it. Some search results pages show a business profile on the right-hand side of the page. Incidentally, this information can be managed by the business owner with a free tool called Google My Business. They keep changing the name. I think today now it's called Google Business Profile, but at the end of the day, it's the same tool. The search results may display relevant ads serving by a product called Google Ads. Okay, so there's two different worlds on the Google page. There is ads where we pay clicks for, and then there is the organic results, which is right below the ads. Okay, this illustration points out where images of products can appear at the top of the page, and these are called shopping ads. You may also see text ads in the search results, and they are labeled with the sticker that says ad. This used to be Google just changed it, so now they're calling it a sponsored, right? So those are ads. And I will point out one last section on the search results page. At the bottom of the search results page, you will see a list of searches related to the query. And that's a cool feature because it helps you see what other people are searching for as well. And it can help you refine your search and get some more insights into how a person is searching on Google. So here are some resources to help you appear across Google. Now that we know how we appear across the Google search page, and let's take a look at the tips and tools you can use to help increase, help your address and potential issues. And then this section also dives into deeper ways you can help your site appear into various sections using SEO. So if you don't know what SEO means, it stands for search engine optimization, which basically is just a term for like optimize your website so that Googlebot understands what your website is about, right? And some tips and tools from Google as well. So Google My Business offers a free business profile on Google that can show your critical business information to searchers across the web in Google Search, Google Maps, and other sites that are actually powered by Google on any device. And Google My Business doesn't replace a business website, okay? But it can help your profile stand out in the search results and on the map and send potential customers to your website. Your business profile is automatically optimized for different devices. Creating a business profile helps you control the details on Google display like business hours, contact information, store locations, photos, videos, and many other things as well. So my computer froze. There we go. So they're up to date and consistent, right? So this is when people see, oh, they're closed, they're open. Are you going to be open on holidays and things like that? This is where people go and actually look at first. So just as a side note, you might post in your social media, oh, we're going to be closed for 4th of July. Well, make sure you also reflect it on, on Google Maps because it's the #1 tool that most people go and look for. Here are a few specific, relatively non-technical tips that can help for your business. Regularly publish relevant original content. It should be useful, information rich, clear, and accurate. You have to include keywords people will type on the search. So you need to include those on your pages and make sure that your site is actually uses those words, right? So don't just throw words in there. Make sure like, those words are within your content and that makes sense. Always lead with your most important information first. Don't make the person scroll all the way down to find the most important information. If your goal is to get people to call your business, keep your phone number prominent on your website, okay? Bulleted lists can also help make text more readable. So if you have like bullet points that you can summarize, it can help users read your information easier. And while there's no rule of thumb, the more frequently you update your website, the more likely it will be appearing to the search engine results. That's a big mistake that a lot of people make, a lot of businesses. They create a website one more time and it has been 6 months. They haven't updated anything. That's not a good signal to Google, right? They're looking for fresh content. What have you been doing to your website to provide more information to people, to searchers? And as you publish content, keep it well organized, right? When your website content is well organized into a logical, clearly labeled areas, it helps human visitors more easily find what they're looking for. And it helps Google's algorithm better understand the content of your site. Every website includes a title, a description. It's part of the code. Many content management systems offer option to enter this text. So basically, there's a snippet that appears on Google. Many of the systems, when I say content management systems, it's just a platform that you use to create your website. There is WordPress, Wix, Square, all those sites that allows you to create a website. They're called content management systems. And many of them, they allow you to edit what you want to show right here. Images can have an important influence on the appearance and success of your website. There are some basic tips for selecting images. So #1 is images should be clear and in focus. They should look right. And in the website overall design needs to make sense. It's almost always better to use real photos rather than stock photos. So I know there's a lot of websites out there. I have memberships to those websites where you can buy stock professional photos, and that's fine. But your website is gonna do better on the search results if you actually add natural photos of your business to your website, okay? Make sure you add an image, you add image descriptions, also known as alt text or alt tags. So when you are adding images to your website, there's always a little section that is called alt text or alt tags. That's a really nice place for you to describe what that picture is about so that the Googlebot understands what the picture is about. And it will help them understand so they can show up your website more to those keywords, those searches, okay? Make sure the size is optimized for the web. And that can be a little bit tricky because digital images have two types of sizes, and it's called file size, which is how heavy the size is, right? Like 1 megabyte, 3 megabytes, 10 megabytes. You need to make sure that your website file or your image file is measured in, so it's in bytes, right? And so if you don't want too heavy images on your website, it needs to be like anywhere between 150, maybe 500 kilobytes at best, without losing resolution, without losing quality of the picture. The second image size refers to the dimensions, right? Whether it's a square, rectangle, long vertical, long horizontal, things like that. And without getting too technical, you can make images smaller, but if you make dimensions bigger than the image, will appear blurry and it become pixel, right? So, your website will show up on different devices, mobile devices, computers, tablets. The images that you add to your website need to be friendly on any device, okay? Image size is important because you also want to optimize for load time. So this is talking about where I was just saying, the file size of your picture, you don't want to be uploading pictures to your website that are like 3 megabytes or 2 megabytes. That's too heavy, especially for mobile devices when they are not, that's what Google analyzes, when they are not connected to the Wi-Fi, when they're on a mobile network, how fast your website loads on a mobile device, right? Or any device that is connected to a mobile network. Here are some tools you can use to help your website have a good online presence. Content is important, but make sure that your website loads quickly. The load time, the speed that your website appears is very important, especially, like I said, on mobile devices. Optimizing for load time matters because every second delay in a mobile page load, conversions can fall by up to 20%. So if you don't know what conversions are, you're trying to explain this metric. Let's just say that your website is getting enough traffic, like you're spending money on Google, you're spending money on social media, maybe you're spending money on other marketing tactics that is driving traffic to your website, right? And the number one thing your business relies, let's say, on phone calls, right? So if all the traffic that goes to your website is relevant, and you could have, let's say, 100 phone calls, every second that takes your website to load on mobile devices, it can reduce the conversion of those calls by 20%, right? So let's say that because your page load is slow, then instead of qualifying for 100 calls, maybe you only qualify for like 80 or 60, right? The more seconds that it takes to load, people get desperate, right? Think about the last time you tried to visit a website and it was taking forever to load on your phone. Let's move on to the next one, right? So that's tricky, right? Because you're like relying on your website to bring you more customers for your business. You can check the speed of your website by trying Google's free tool. It's called Test My Site. You can either go to this website. I'm going to type it into the chat. Is g.co/test-my-site. You can also just go on Google and search Test My Site with Google. And it's a free tool. You can analyze the speed of your website. The tests, the scores that you will see on that report measures the mobile speed and also how long it takes your website to load on a mobile phone. And keep in mind that it's not just the strength of the web connection that determines the mobile speed. It's not like, oh, how fast is my Wi-Fi? Do I have fiber or not? But it also is the elements on the website, right? Like how many features, how many widgets you're adding to your website. And after evaluating your website with a test, you can have a specific list of things you can optimize. And if that's hard for you to, or you don't understand, okay, like I don't understand what the report is telling me that needs to get fixed, that's when it's a good opportunity to hire a web developer. Or sometimes if you're running your website through like GoDaddy, Wix, and those kind of platforms, you can reach out to their support, and they offer these services to optimize your site for you if you don't understand what the report is saying. Another tool that you can use to help your website appear on organic results is a tool called, and I mentioned this earlier, the Google Search Console. And so the Google Search Console helps you monitor and maintain your website's presence on Google's organic results in any device. Here are some things you can do with the Google Search Console. Number one, you can make sure that Google can access your website. Like I mentioned, not because you already have a website that is active. If you haven't registered with the Google Search Console, means that Google is finding it. You can submit new content and remove content that you don't want to show on the search results anymore. And you can monitor your website problems. It will give you constant reports as well also. The Search Console shows you how Google and the world sees your website. So for example, you can see reports that tell you the following things: which queries cause your website to appear. So like what is that actually people search and my website showed up for? Which website links to your site, right? Other websites that are pointing to your website. And if your site works well on mobile devices and also on other devices as well, you can also see which pages within your website are getting the most clicks and the most appearance on the results. So there's a lot of reports you can run there. To wrap up our tips, let's look at another tool that helps you find ideas by creating new content, and that is Google Analytics. To begin to understand the strengths and weaknesses of your website, you need to understand what visitors did or didn't do when they get to your website. And this is called website analytics data. Google offers a free analytics tool called Google Analytics. And analytics includes a huge suite of customizable reports that answers questions about the effectiveness of your site, like, what are people reading and viewing on my website? How much time do they spend on the site? If it's an e-commerce website, right? Where are the people, why people are abandoning the shopping carts? Why are they not like completing the purchase? And if you advertise on Google and that data integrates into analytics reports, so you can measure the effectiveness of your campaigns. And just to sum it up, Google Analytics reports can help you make smart decisions about your site, your content, and the functionality of your website. Instead of guessing, you can actually make smart decisions with Google Analytics information. And there's another tool, it's called Google Trends. And it's web-based that shows relatively popularity on different search terms topics. The data that is presented on this graph on a scale 0 to 100, with 0 with 100 is representing the peak of search volume. If it has enough data, Trends can show the forecast of search volume related to popular searches, and rising searches or searches that are experiencing significant growth, right? To see a trend like, hey, is this product, is this trend? You can also search for artists, are they trending, things like that. You can use this to find and compare popularity between different words and phrases, determine the seasonality of different searches. And when these searches are happening geographically, you can see it by the whole world, by country, by state, by city. And all this information can help you see what topics people are interested in and create relevant content to publish on your website. I'm going to put the link on the chat if you want to mess around with this free tool by Google. It's called Google Trends. If you forget the link, you can always just go on Google and search Google Trends. Now, let's talk about another way to reach customers online, and that is advertising your products and services with Google Ads. I want to introduce you to Honest. I have an example with a yoga business. Let's see if we don't have any problems with this one. It's another video. Let's see if the video plays. If not, I'll try to include it after the presentation. Let me see if I can share the audio as well. Okay, I don't know if I can share the audio, but select microphone, speaker. Okay, I'm gonna play the video. And if you don't hear it, let me know.
I deployed to Afghanistan in 2007. Being there was the hardest part of my life. My stress level was through the roof. Yoga made me realize that I could be able to handle those stressful moments, that anxiety, and I wanted to share that with the military community. So when I decided to open a yoga studio, it was really important to get as many people as possible through our door, not only to help them, but also because we had to pay our bills. My goal was to get people to call us because we knew if we could talk to them, it would be easier for them to show up and come through our front door. It's actually pretty magical because since we've launched our Google Ads, our phones started ringing off the hook. I know my ads are working when more people than normal are walking through the door, when the number of intro offers that we're selling have doubled. And in result, we had to add 10 new classes a week. We had to hire more staff. What I love about Google Ads is that when I'm super busy at work, I can just check my phone and I can instantly track my results. As a small business owner, it's bigger than just you. It's about the families you impact, your employees, your own community.
I have somewhere I can let my guard down, and everybody else is here for a common reason.
Everybody that I've met here, and they were looking for something in their life to help them, either physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Our work makes such an impact on so many lives. We're so lucky that we get to do this. I like to say that I started a community center for adults, and we just happen to do yoga here.
I'm glad that worked. So before diving into how to set up a smart campaign, let's review where ads can appear. Ads are created with the smart campaign and can appear on both Google Search and the display network. The Google Search Network is a group of search-related websites and apps, and your ad can appear when people search for products or services you promote. The network includes Google.com, Google Maps, Google Play, and also includes search-related sites that partnered with Google to publish ads as well. The Google Display Network is a large group of websites and apps that show Google Ads. These ads can reach people earlier in the buying cycle, appearing alongside content related to your business. These ads appear to consumers when they are looking for content. They're looking at content like browsing websites, watching YouTube videos, checking email in Gmail accounts, or using mobile apps. And ads on the Google Display Network can also show images. Your ads may include images from your Google My Business listing as well. And with the smart campaigns, your ads can appear on both the search and the display network. And depending on your goals that you set, the Google Ads system will automatically determine where to show your ads to give you the best chance for success. If you're not familiar with the smart campaigns, it's a campaign type designed for small businesses. They are flexible. You choose your goal, customize your content, and your ads can bring visitors to your website and connect to offline customers by driving phone calls and store visits. There's no contract minimum commitment. The startup is fee or cancellation fee. There's no startup fee or cancellation fee, sorry. And you can control when the ads appear and when. And you can also control your budget. And with a straightforward setup process, smart campaigns can get your business advertising online in minutes. And once your ad is set up, the smart technology of Google will help you will help find ways to improve your ads and help you get better results. Let's start by signing into your Google Ads account. If you haven't created one, you can create one at ads.google.com. I'll put the link on the chat. And once you have set up and signed up into your Google Ads account, you will be prompted to the first step, which is creating an ad using the smart campaigns. and you will be asked to enter your business name and address, website address. Next, you will have 3 goal options. Number 1 is call your business. If you choose this goal, you get customers primarily over the phone. You want to talk to customers before setting up appointments or bookings, and you want to track the phone calls using the forwarding number. This goal might be a good choice for appointment-focused business like beauty salons, home repair, and pet sitting services, etc. The second goal, you can be visit your physical location. And you choose this goal if you have a physical location that customers can visit without contacting you first. Your first interaction with customers is usually at the store, face-to-face. And this goal will be a good fit of a choice if you are promoting a retail store, like a showroom, a coffee shop, a barber shop, etc. This goal helps connect online marketing with offline action. And number 3, the number 3 goal, you can choose people to take an action on your website, and you can choose this goal if most of your business is conducted online. You want customers to complete a trackable action on your website, like submitting a form, things like that. This goal is good. It's a good choice if customers can buy your products online, complete an important action like signing up for an appointment, a class, registering for an email address newsletter. And in the example that we saw from Honest Soul Yoga, they want to drive more foot traffic to their boutique. So the best goal for the campaign will be goal number 2, which is visit the physical location. And it is important to note that you can only select 1 goal per ad. However, if you have more than 1 goal, you can create multiple ads, and it can be 1 goal per ad. Now, Honest Soul Yoga can proceed to the next step, is setting up their smart campaign, and the owner needs to specify where she wants her ads to appear geographically. When you create an ad, you will see a couple of options for choosing where you want your ads to appear. So the first option is you can specify a radius around the business, just like you see on the screen. You can manipulate that radius by 3 miles, 15 miles, 10, 20 miles, whatever it makes sense for your business. The second option is you can identify cities, regions, and countries as shown on the example that you see right now. You will see the selected areas highlighted in the blue color. And as you adjust your geographic range or targeting, look at the top of the corner to see the estimated audience size. It tells you how many people search on Google in that area that you selected. Which option should you choose? It just depends on your business. If you are advertising for a business with the local clientele, you might want to choose a radius targeting, right? If you're advertising for a business that sells products and services beyond your local area, you might decide to expand your audience much farther. Choose the audience that makes the most sense for your business goals. If Honest Soul Yoga's goal is to drive a shopping rush to their boutique, they might want to target ads in a radius format. They can experiment with the distance, making it bigger, making it smaller, and they can start by what they know where their existing customers are. For example, they might look for their customers' database and determine that most clients live within a 35-mile radius of the studio. Then that information can help them set a specific radius for their ads. The owner can always go in and change it. So if you create a campaign and you choose first 10 radius, and maybe you start getting phone calls that, oh, I'm too far from your business, you can always go in there and change it to like, hey, let's try 8-mile radius or 5-mile radius. The next step is choosing a business category and the products and services you want to advertise. So this helps the system understand the customers you want to reach. For those of you that are familiar with online advertising, here's one notable difference with the smart campaigns. You will not create a list of keywords. Instead, the system will automatically generate search phrases that help determine when your ad should appear. And I'll talk more about this later. The Honest Soul Yoga wants to promote the yoga mat package and try to get people in and try the class. So they will look for the most appropriate options and the system may offer some suggestions. Only select the items that make the most sense for your promotion. The Honest Soul Yoga Smart Campaign is coming right along. The owner chose, a goal, geographically area, and describe what they're advertising. Now it's time to create the ad. A text ad on Google typically contains 3 headlines, 2 description lines, and a display URL and the webpage address has for the business. It's important to focus on showcasing the most relevant, compelling information in your ad. With the Smart Campaigns, you have the ability to set and fine-tune a budget for each ad. You will see that you will set it like a monthly budget that makes sense for your business. The cost may vary per click, but you will not pay more than your monthly budget is set to. You pay only for the actual clicks and calls your ad receives within the budget that you set. For example, if your maximum monthly budget is $300, then you only receive, let's say you only receive $200 in clicks, then you only get charged $200. Google will give you recommended options, but you can enter your own budget. If you choose to enter your own budget, you will see an overlay. And you can drag the slider to select your monthly budget. And below the budget slider, you will see a typical competition or competitor budget range. As you adjust your budget, you will see the estimated ad performance on the right side of the page. And it estimates how many ad views and clicks you might get per month based on the budget that you're selecting. You can review your ad spend and make budget adjustments in your account anytime. And after setting up your budget, the final steps will be to review your ad campaign settings and set up a billing for this first time that you are completing the ad. So now that you know how to set up a Smart Campaign in Google Ads, let's take a look at some of the best practices for optimizing your ads for better performance. There are a few optional features you can add to your Smart Campaign. One is to add images and logos to it. I recommend you do it because it makes your ad more prominent. Adding images to your ad can help grab more attention of potential customers, and you are allowed to add up to 3 images and logos. Once you have uploaded your images, you can view how your ad will look in different formats. And this is a cool feature of Smart Campaigns because after you upload your images, Google's smart technology will create a series of responsive ads for your campaign to test and help you get better results. The last campaign type we'll cover today is video campaigns. And this campaign type lets you show video ads on their own or within one other streaming video content platform like YouTube and across the display network. Showing video ads may seem pretty sophisticated, but the setup is really straightforward. You can use videos from your own YouTube account. They actually have to be on your YouTube account. And like any other campaign types, you can see ad performance, tweak the targeting, tweak the budget, and so forth. Video ads help accomplish goals related to sales, generating more leads, increasing website traffic, building brand awareness, and increasing brand consideration. There are 5 video formats, and I will break them down for you. Number 1 is in-stream ads. So these run before, during, or after videos on YouTube. And the display network, games, apps, and so forth. Ads may also run on YouTube video embedded on other websites. After 5 seconds, the viewer can skip the ad and you don't get charged. Video discovery ads, that's the second type. This can appear on YouTube only, and they are seen in places where people discover content. The third type is outstream ads, and these show on partner sites. These ads are available on mobile devices and tablets. And the fourth type is non-skippable in-stream ads. And these ads are 15 seconds or less. And like the label says, viewers can't skip the ad. They will have to watch the whole ad before they can watch whatever video they're trying to watch. And number 5, bumper ads. These ads are designed to increase brand awareness and bumper ads are just 6 seconds or less, and viewers can skip it as well. So recap. To wrap up today's session, I just showed you different ways to reach customers online for your business, and showcasing how to bring visibility to your products, services, different areas of Google search results page. And here's a quick recap. Build or improve your website. Your business needs a search-friendly, mobile-friendly website. Create or claim your free business profile at google.com/business. I will put the link right now. And one thing I want to mention is a lot of people think, well, I don't have a physical store, I don't have an address, why should I create a Google My Business? You can actually create a Google My Business profile, and there's an option there that you can show, I don't service customers at my location, and it won't display an address, right? So let's say that you run a business from home, and you still want to show up online in organic results, you can still create your Google My Business and put the option there not to show your address, and that will help you also show up more. And try Google Ads. You can fine tune your offers when people are searching and for your products and services. And I always describe Google Ads like when you open the faucet, the water just starts coming out. So Google Ads is like pushing your ads to right away to people that are searching there for your business. Organic results, SEO, take longer, and the way you get more, or the way you get faster to the first page is by improving your website, adding more content and things like that. Once we have this video edited and published and we send out an email, I will include these links, which I posted on the chat. You'll be able to mess around with these tools and be able to use them. I recommend for you to get really familiar with them, and we'll have them on the email. And another great source for quick help videos, get answers to learn how to make the most of the Google tools in just a few minutes. You will learn things like, how to get your business listed on Google Search and Maps, or how to create a YouTube channel for your business, and how to start a Google Meet conference, things like that. So it will have the link, and you can go to g.co/grow/quick help. I'm also going to include those links in the recap email. This is an initiative that's actually started in during COVID for businesses, especially since everything went online, and continuing with this information is just helpful at all times. But the Grow with Google is an initiative for helping people to prepare for work, even find jobs, or grow your business. This can help for job seekers to grow their skills in order to find new jobs and advance their careers. Teachers can learn how to put the latest technology to work inside and outside the classroom. Small business owners, that is more important or relevant today for today's webinar, can build their online presence and find new customers, new businesses. A startup can also learn how to get their ideas to the exposure they need for them to succeed. Developers, they can sharpen their current skills and master new ones. And just to learn more, you can just go to google.com/grow. And there's so much information, so many tools that, it will enrich your understanding in marketing, in business, and like I just said, in different areas like looking for a new job, increasing your skills, things like that. So that's all I have for today in today's workshop webinar. Hopefully it was informational and useful to you. You found value in it. Now I want to open up for questions. If anybody has a question, you can type it in the chat and send it, and I'll do my best to answer it. Maybe somebody's typing. So just as a comment, if sometimes this can be daunting to create a Google Ads campaign, or, create my Google My Business profile and things like that, and that's when people like that work at Primero Negocios and even the chamber, we come in, we assist sometimes a lot of our members to just create these things and help them, hey, you can find more information on how to manage it here. How about local service ads? Hi, Ariana. Yes, so local service ads is a different format of ads online, and these ads are only available to specific industries or specific licensed professionals. So like I've seen local service ads like for lawyers, plumbers, locksmiths, and things like that. So definitely there is a list that I don't know the whole list from the top of my head, but there is a different process. It's not through the regular process that I just show you guys to create a smart campaign. There's a different way to sign up for local service ads. And just FYI, number one is checking if you qualify for this type of ads, because not every business qualifies. And then number two, I don't know the whole list of information right now, but there's going to be information they will ask to submit before they approve you, and then you can run them. So I have it, and it started working really well, and it stopped. Where can I find more information? Interesting. In most cases with these platforms from Google, there should be like a help link. You know, usually when we're working with Google Ads accounts, you know, there's always notifications in there that we click on, and it has either more information. A lot of times they want you to like read all the documentation so you can find what the issue is and then try to fix it. Sometimes, and it's hard, it's not super easy. Sometimes you can submit a ticket for them to get back to you and try to fix the issue. So, you know, I don't have a lot of clients that they have local service ads, but if you like, I can try to help you look into it. But usually that's what I will go first is, you know, check the account, check your settings, see if there's any kind of notification or help request action that we can submit and try to get a hold of somebody. Ali, how much the use of Google Ads can improve your business? Talking in numbers, maybe percentages. Gosh, it really depends, honestly. It's all about trying it out. So for example, I'll tell you this, the cost per click varies per industry. And so that's number one. So for example, like the clicks for, you know, when we just saw the example, right, of a yoga studio, the clicks, the cost per click and the budget needed for a yoga studio compared to, let's say, a plumber is going to be different. They can set the same budget, but because the industry determines, you know, the cost per click, the clicks might be more expensive for the plumber than for, they're actually going to be, actually will be more expensive than for the yoga studio. That doesn't mean they cannot grow and they won't be able to get clients from it. But, you know, if I give you a percentage, this will be like industry or just in general. It doesn't mean like that will be 100% for yours. But most businesses that they use Google Ads, they see an increase anywhere between like 10, 20, sometimes 80% of more customers. But you got to understand, you know, there's other factors that we're not talking about and that we don't know, right? We don't know, okay, is that business new, or what have they been doing so far to get customers? Is it only referrals, right? Is it only events? So when you compare, like if you really haven't done anything online to, okay, I just turned on my Google Ads, then there's information that might not give you the best answer. But most of the clients that we have worked with, you know, and over the years, sorry, I forgot to share some of my experience at the beginning, but I've been running ads for over 10 years, and I've seen all over the place, right? Like increase of huge amount of customers, and, you know, sometimes we have challenging things to happen to get more customers, you know? Okay, I thought there was another question. There we go. Yes, so if you still have more questions after today's session, you can always send them to us via email. Like I said, we're gonna follow up with the recording. You can watch this information again. The last thing I wanna mention is if any of you are interested in learning on other things that maybe we can find to set up other webinars, other workshops, please let us know. We're, you know, tackling this series with things that we think are gonna be relevant, like online advertising. You know, we have the series of Necodex, which is going to be more technology-wise. We have a series of Meta starting, you know, pretty soon. We're going to focus on, you know, Meta owns Facebook, right? They changed the name. We're going to focus on how to use social media, specifically Facebook, WhatsApp, to grow your business. And, you know, those are the ones we have planned for now. You're going to see them on our website, social media from the chamber. But if there's any other topics you guys would like to cover, for us to cover, and have, you know, find an expert in that area, like accounting, lending for business, things like that, please let us know. And that way we can work on finding somebody to speak and give you guys information and valuable resources, okay? Thank you, everybody. Have a great rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you to the next webinar.